So I come out today for a cast for salmon, and this is pretty much a new river for me. I have seen it before, but I've never basically fished on it. So this is a voyage of discovery, and I really don't know anything about it other than that I'm here, you know. There should be fish in it. It gets its water from a big chain of lochs that stretch back for miles and miles. So although it looks like a small river, it actually drains a massive watershed. Now, with this pool, I'm not sure if I'm fishing the main bit of the pool or if I need to go down around that sticky outy corner. But again, we'll see. I have just an intermediate tip on and a Barvis crippler and like a red shrimp fly type thing. So try and hook the ground behind me, because as you can see behind me is fairly high, so it makes for tricky casting. I was talking to the super stoked who never fails, and he said you'll spend a while mountaineering, and I've got to say it does look like he's absolutely correct, you know. Getting my fly back and so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my line in a little bit, and I'm going to explore, because like I say, I have genuinely never been here before. I've seen the river, but I've never done this. I'm going to see how I get the fish around the corner, or even if there's a corner worth fishing around, because I've received some instructions that indicate that it's well worth fishing on down it. So, oh, nice tail. Right. Oh, it's nice the whole way down actually. It's going to be tricky though. Right, so I think what I'm going to do is move over to here. I think this is maybe the top of the pool, this streamy water, and I'm just fishing a wee introductory bit. So I'll move down a bit and see if I can station myself down there. So that was a useful scouting mission. It has revealed unto me things that I don't know. Now, where's the easiest way back down here? Well, I like a bit of an adventure when I'm doing my fishing. So, I'll come back down here. Oh, what? Oh, well, there's going to be lots of mountaineering today. I can tell. Oh, here. So, I'll reel this in and I'll go around the corner, because I think I haven't actually reached the main part of the pool yet. So I'm trying to work out a way to get down here now. It's all quite steep, isn't it? It's going to be like jungle warfare pretty much. So I was told there'd be some mountaineering involved. And it turns out this is the absolute truth. However, this is part of the adventure of Hebridean salmon fishing. I've got to say, not at all pleased with the thought of having to climb back up it again. But, hey ho. Dear. nearly down now. And I guess I'll be climbing this again in a few seconds to get my fly back. Great pool though. Didn't even know it was here. I was just standing around the corner. So, yeah. Right, well, I appear to have arrived. It is indeed an interesting pool. Fabulous. So I need to get going with the flea. I go up here and start at the top. Well, don't know if you can see, but the water's actually extremely clear. And also this pool appears to be extremely deep. Now, I need to keep the amount of line I have out to a minimum, just for the purposes of not hooking this big bank, as you can see, the one I've just climbed down. So, I need to just try and be careful, though I'm sure I'll manage to hook it. So what a fantastic pool, eh? Hidden from sight just round the corner in this wee gorge. Nothing interested in my fly in there, I don't think. So I think it's time, perhaps, to move down a step, and I might need to do a wee bit more mountaineering to achieve that. So that'll be an interesting experience. I'll probably not go any further down than that big rock ahead of me, just because I'm sure there are fish down there, but I also want to explore some more of the river. And you know, time moves on. I wonder, can I give that a wee bit more line without hooking on the back cast? I'm just not convinced I can, to be honest. There's a wee spot here where I can stand, but as you can see, this is what the back cast looks like. So I'm going to have to be sort of tricky with my back cast, but nonetheless, it looks worth a cast. So, I mean, I think if I hook anything here, I have to go down. Well, I touched the bank behind me. If I hook anything here, I have to go down to net it anyhow. So, I don't have the net up here with me. I'm terrible for casting over my left shoulder. I just never do it. So, but let's see how this goes. So these casts aren't exactly works of art, but I'm getting the line out, and covering this wee bit of the river. So in that sense, it's a success, you know. Yeah, I'm just piling the tip into the water. It's just an intermediate tip on today. So I'm not going to go much further down than this. Well, it's a big long bit of pool here. Almost certainly it's holding fish. But for a start, there's not much wave on it. But also, you know, I have quite a bit of river to explore today. And there are a few places I want to visit. Not to put too fine a point. So, so I think I will be hauling out of here fairly rapidly and moving up the river. And I don't know whether to walk and then fish down, or whether maybe I should fish the wee pools on the way up, you know. So I'll take a look as I go, make it a bit of a scouting mission. So I think that'll do me here. It's now time to see if I can dig my way out of this hole and walk for another pool. This pool certainly looks great. I have no doubt that it's stuffed full of fish, but just they're not showing themselves to me just at the minute. Oh, right, I'm hooking the bank, so I think it's time to do some hiking and try and take a look at a few of the other pools. Voyage of discovery and exploration, that's what it is today. That's me out. So, I hadn't even started walking up when I spotted, oh well, the tail of this looks interesting. I have no idea if there's ever been a fish caught in it, but it looks worth 4 or 5 casts. And also, it doesn't require mountaineering, which we'll see as an advantage at this point in the day. And as you can see, I'm just above the gorge I've just mountaineered out of. So I'm only going to take literally a few casts here, but just looks worthy of some attention, you know. So I think that's enough casting here. Just a handful of casts, just in case there might be something of interest. Oh, flies are skating a wee bit there. Yeah. Just didn't give them enough of a chance to sink just a wee inch. So that'll do me here as well. And then I'll commence my hiking. Know how far I'll hike, because I see another wee spot that looks quite interesting just above me here. See, there's this wee flat corner, and there's always a fish in a wee flat corner like that. So at some point I'll have to decide just to walk. But I'm still taken with this wee corner. You see, I bet you there's a fish lying in there. I stopped for a bit of chocolate, just to sustain me as I wander up here. And I've got to say, this is, as far as I know, this isn't even a named pool. And I don't know, maybe there's only 4 inches of water in it, but it certainly looks worth a cast, doesn't it? As does the one above it. So I'm working my way up to some of the named pools, just because I don't know the river. I'm just going with the named pools, you know, it seems logical to me. So I'm going to work my way up a wee bit further. But I've got to say, even bits like this, you know, it looks to be a fair chance of a salmon lying in there today, I would say. So I'm going to keep motoring on up and head for some of the named pools, and maybe then it'll be time for tea and bananas and giving them a wee cast, you know. That's my plan. So can you see how wide this is here? It's really, you know, like in the gorge back where I started in that rocky pool, it was probably only 3 rod widths. Here, it's a big wide river, you know. And although it's not deep in there, it's not super shallow either, and it looks more like brown trout territory. And then it seems to come out of another wee gorgy bit. So there'll be another wee pool in that corner. But it's amazing the way the river transforms into something. Even, you know, if you look downstream, you can see it's quite a big river going down there. I mean, that's a sizable bit of river. So, like I said, it's completely new to me. I've seen the river, but when I say I've seen it, I mean, I've seen it, you know, very little. So I'm enjoying my exploring. If nothing else, it's an adventure. So I'm going to keep working up. I'm heading for a decent spot for tea and a banana, and then I'll have a wee cast again, I think. That's the plan. Well, this is a good setup I've got here. My tea's brewing over there, and I've got my banana here. I think I'm going to munch on the banana and just while I wait for the tea to come along. Seems like a plan. Oh yes, an excellent banana of the highest quality. So, I've run up the river today for a salmon. It's the last day of September. Everything's pretty much coming to an end, you know. But I'm going to give this a wee cast, see if I can't move something. And there's certainly fish here, plenty of fish. The river's looking great. It's a completely new river to me, so it's a voyage of exploration. I'm really just feeling my way, you know, but that's part of the fun as well. It's always nice to try somewhere new and do something different, you know. So, once I've had some tea, we'll do some casting here. We'll see how it goes. And I'll do a bit more walking and exploring, because there's a few pools not much further up from here, worth the wee walk maybe and a look. I'll do a bit more walking and exploring, and we'll keep our fingers crossed for a salmon. But really, it's a day out, you know. A fish will be a bonus, but give it our best shot and see what we can do. I've had my cup of tea and my banana, and I thought to put the fly down this pool, and it's a weird sort of pool. I don't quite know what to do, whether to strip the fly or let it drift down, or I don't think there's enough movement in the water for the fly to fish without working it, you know. And that's fine and good. Equally, there's a wee current down the middle of the pool. Maybe that moves the fly enough. And I was hearing noises that sounded like voices, but there's actually one of those, the far hill out there, I don't know if you can see, but there were people working sheep. And they'd gathered a lot of sheep. So that was where the voices were coming from. They were obviously giving the dog instructions. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's a salmon, but that's a wee brown trout. Decent enough wee brown trout though. Again, oh, just put my knee in the water. Again, decent wee brown trout on the Barvis crippler. Not easy on. The Barvis crippler is, yeah, it's an absolute demon for brown trout, obviously. So, see. So, if nothing else, I've had a trout. I don't know what this is. Again, I think it has to be a trout. Another decent brown trout. And again on the Barvis crippler. Come here. Hey Joe. Oh. No, don't want you doing that. So. That's another decent enough wee brown trout on the Barvis crippler. Away he goes. So maybe I'm stating the obvious to say that there seem to be quite a few trout in this pool. And usually, as you know, I'm of the view that if you're into trout, you're not catching salmon. So another trout, and again on the Barvis crippler. Keep stepping into the water. Dear, come here, come here. There he goes. So. I'll get my net, just in case I encounter something bigger. Because I really, like I say, I don't know this river, so I don't know what my chances are, or where I should be fishing, or what I should be doing, or any of that stuff, you know. It's been a few casts since I've hooked a brown trout now, so that's given me hope that maybe I'm into the part of the pool where the salmon live, you know. I can see there's a wee burn comes in on the other side, and the salmon often like that, or seem to like that, so maybe they're over there, you know. So I'm just trying different speeds of retrieve and whatnot to see if I can maybe excite a fish, you know. It's quite slow moving in here, so I think the flies need worked a bit. I don't think you can just leave them to sort of dead drift down it. And it also seems well, it's deeper than my rod is long, pretty much. I mean, I didn't put the whole rod in, but it's deeper than my rod is long, just under this bank. So, so the pool isn't just, you know, 3 or 4 inches deep. It's like, well, I've got to put at least 8 foot of rod in there. So I would venture there's at least 8 or 10 feet of water in there, because I didn't touch the bottom with the rod, you know. So I'm not going to go down any further, just because, like I say, I want to experiment with a few more of the pools up the river that I don't know, so, but I want a wee look at them. So I'm going to walk up a bit. I might come back to here for lunch or whatever, but I'm going to walk up a wee bit, keep the momentum going, and try another wee pool. I believe this is known as the S-bend, and as you can see, fishing it from this side is a mite tricky. I think it really needs fished from the other side, to be truthful, because apart from anything else, if I did manage to hook something, I only have one option for landing it, which is behind me here. And so I need to kind of bully it a bit, nonetheless. Worth a quick cast, you know. Struggling here to keep in touch with the flies, you know. Just because I'm kind of in the wrong place. However, that's the way it goes. Trying to find somewhere with a bit of footing. Just a wee brown trout, I'm pretty certain. Actually, I think it's a wee finnock. There he is, he's lively. Tiny, but somehow lively. I'm gonna just lift him. It's a wee finnock. Or at least it has the appearance of being a wee finnock. And yeah, looks like a wee finnock to me. I'm just gonna see if I can drop, because that's the quickest way for him back in. I know it's not exactly ideal, but from up here, I think we'll need a new leader. We're in all sorts of knots and tangles. So. This pool's called the Grand Canyon. I can only assume because of the canyon through which it flows. It's a lovely canyon. If you were going to paint some sort of Scottish Highland kind of painting, it would be where you'd come for inspiration, certainly. It's a bit tight for the casting though, I must confess. Proving tricky enough. I'm clipping the bank behind me. Maybe I should show you the bank behind me. As you can see, it's close and there's lots of it. So So I'm terrible at casting over my left shoulder because it's something I never do. But when in the Grand Canyon, it seems you've no choice. Yeah, I'm getting the line into the water at least. You know, it's not exactly nice, fancy, but it's there. Part of the problem is even over my left shoulder, as you can see, there isn't really much room. So it's a tight wee place to fish. Try this again. No. Not the success, I'm afraid. Well, that's okay. Maybe I can just keep the line really short, you know. Even at that. So, we've down a step. I left the net down there. Oh, I've got a fly in my eye now. So, well, no, something might have got away with it here as well. No, not again. Got a wee bit maybe of clear air behind me. Try a slightly longer cast. So I can move down a wee bit further again. It's kind of tricky in here, you know. There's a small bit of mountaineering involved. Or getting your feet very wet. I don't know. Now, what's this look like? I've got to say it looks good for a salmon, but tricky for a salmon angler. A challenging pool. I have to say I seem to have encountered a lot of challenging pools today. You know, for someone my height. So, I think it's lunchtime. What I might do is give this a throw after lunch, maybe with a bigger fly. You know, I'm fishing very tiny, and this seems a wee bit busy for such a tiny fly. So there's not much flat ground in the Grand Canyon, and this is where I ended up with my stove to try and heat some water for my lunch. Hopefully that'll be successful, because I'm scared of everything rolling into the river and me never seeing it again. However, interesting place, you know. I've had my lunch and I have departed the Grand Canyon to stroll downstream, and I'll maybe fish a few of those pools I passed in the way up. I'm going to stop at the reedy one for a start, because it is worth a second look. So I might give it some attention as I come past. So a quick stop in the reedy pool on the way down. It's very reedy indeed. And I'll put the flies through here again. And again, it seems quite deep and I don't really know what to do with it, and just try and keep the flies moving and hope that something comes up for them. Now that was a trout, almost certainly, and I kind of dropped it because I tried to hook it like I would have salmon, and of course that's not always going to work with trout. I think you need to be a wee bit faster off the mark, you know. So I've changed a slightly bigger red shrimpy thing on the top, and I have one of John McLean's, what do you call it, Connemara blacks, but he's tied some on like salmon doubles as a sort of leggy Connemara black, if you like. So that's what I have on the point. Another wee brown trout. The top bit of this pool is obviously stacked with wee brown trout at the minute. I think it was a wee trout, felt like a wee trout, wasn't much weight to it. I think this pool's just full of trout. It's a big deep pool, I'd imagine. There's probably salmon as well, but they're lying doggo down in the bottom. So, I think what I'll do is I'll get moving downstream, fish a few other places on the way down, because the day's moving on rightly, and there are a few wee holes and corners I saw on the way down, or well, while I was walking up, but that I fancied giving just a wee bit of attention to. Just a cast here and there, maybe, you know. Might just move me a fish. Certain it's brown trout, you know. I think actually it's a wee finnock. It is. It is a wee finnock. There we go. So, a wee finnock. A bit unexpected. So I think this pool's called Bend. I don't know, but it feels fairly shallow. The wind's a wee bit tricky for it, but luckily I don't have too strong a wind, so leaves it a bit fishable. But I don't see that I'm going to be getting out onto those islands for a cast, because that might be necessary. But without the waders, it's going to require wet feet. I've come down another wee step again, and another nice looking wee bit of water. Again, I don't know if all of these have names or postcodes or whatever, but it certainly looks like, you know, it's worth putting a fly through. Wind has got a wee bit more enthusiastic, and unfortunately it's right up the stream into me, so that's a bit of a pain, but I have what I have, you know. We'll work it out in due course. Well, can't get any load on the rod at all. There, I see. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty much becoming impossible to cast into. It doesn't feel that strong, but it just feels like I can't get the flea out into it. Oh, oh well. So the wind's giving me a bit of a hammer in here, and I've come down another wee step. I don't know how deep this bit is, but it looks like it might be fairly deep, and you know, more than enough to hold a fish. Oh, I think I've maybe made a tangle. I'll look. It comes across this time. Just check it, but I'm pretty certain I've got a tangle. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Right, seeing as I've got a tangle and as I was kind of quitting anyhow, I think that I'll call that done, because the wind's getting quite annoying and there's no sign of any fish moving today. I've had a couple of finnick and a few trout, so I think I'll call that done. It just kind of feels like I've done about as much as I can, you know. However, a great day out, interesting river, and you know, when you see how wide it is up there and then it becomes a wee narrow, quite deep channel here, quite amazing. So I hope you'll join me for the next video, and maybe it'll be more successful, who knows. There won't be many more. This is 30th of September, the year's running out, but we'll see.